I know
Do
what I'm
we
doing.
have any other things that we're doing in Ivorguard specifically other than the lead of the Thaddace
The guy the
Meredith?
hero knows.
And
So that's
I know I wanted to learn more about the order to see if we could figure out why Eris might have been special. And I also wanted to find out if they had since replaced Eris. And I know we need to find a potential suitor for Kiva.
Yeah, dating is still my objective.
Yeah,
but those
I
are
can
like 3 objectives
Yeah.
of Ivorguard, right?
essentially.
Or is there other stuff?
I entered too many invalid codes. I have to try again later.
Oh no!
I hate when that happens.
I'm just like, it's just so stupid. It's just a stupid system. I get why.
Yeah.
But even though it didn't do that, Authenticator app now works for my, which is the whole point. I just need to get the Authenticator app to get to my code to get that. So
let's go.
Goal achieved. Authenticator app now. Now successful. Amazing. Thanks.
Yippee.
Yeah, so and the Kiva, as we just discussed, Kiva is even with maybe without the even if Hero perhaps hadn't sent that info, would probably have been interested in this whole sisterhood of knowledge as far as researching where the giants are. Because you know, so that's Kiva's personal goal, but also not hurting Ozzy's feelings by doing so.
Yeah, because we'll talk a little more about specifics when we get there. I have plenty of really boring exposition that I have at the ready when it's needed. But kind of the library situation is there are plenty of libraries, most of which are open to the public, but the ones that are open to the public are not the ones that are going to have the kind of like niche, weird research you probably want. What you probably want is in the library that is contained within like the temple of the Tethynian Sisterhood, and that's the one that's not open to the public that you need this friend of heroes to get you into, basically.
Perfect.
Alrighty. So when we last left off, you all had recently gone to sleep, all cozy and happy in the house where your friend Ozzy grew up, having had a lovely evening with his family. And in the morning, y'all wake up. Ozzy runs around doing farm chores with his brother and sister like he hasn't been gone more than 2 days. Y'all are welcome to tag along or stay in the house.
I offered help with the roof, so I go help with the roof.
Oh, hell yeah.
If there's anything needs to be done with the roof, I don't know.
I think Aspen would be interested in learning what goes into farm life, so he would probably run around and be extremely unhelpful, but in like trying to be helpful, but like is mostly just like, you're slowing us down, dude.
Eva helps with the things that would extremely benefit from her very strong strength and her very tall talls, but would politely or perhaps not so politely decline anything that would require dirt under her fingernails still. And would do the equivalent of the drying the dishes in that, whatever the equivalent of drying the dishes, because she doesn't like her fingerprints being wrinkled. That is, she continues with, not realizing that it's, you know, quite as princessy and privileged as it is. Because she's allowed to say no to anything she wants to, because that is, she's doing everyone a favor by bracing them with her presence and her help.
Yeah. And honestly, everyone's chill with it here also because you're like their guest.
Yeah,
So,
that too. Yeah, but never in a malicious way, as you all know.
yeah.
Just in the
Right.
clueless way.
Right. Yeah, she don't know. This is what her life has been.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I did double check. The roof is thatched, so you can, like, I don't know, rethatch it, thicken the thatch. I don't know.
Is there any parts that are like molded over or anything, or sturdy or things like that? I think it's kind of
Yeah.
what thatch roofs happen. You kind of take the straw off and you put new straw in.
You thatch it up. And I think that Saskia kind of flits back and forth between following along with the farm chore group and hanging out with Kiva and Ozzy's mom back at the house. And everyone has a lovely morning. And late morning-ish, after all of that silliness is done with, you all get a lovely send-off with some like fruit and bread and cheese packed up for meal on the road. Lovingly. Mom packed your lunch.
Thanks, ma'am.
And I once again just tell her the details of like how that I plan to arrange for the salaries to start when we get to the next town of the post and expect funds and stuff like that.
Did she accept that? I can't remember. Or was she like, I'll think about it?
She accepted the money being, because she's like, yeah, it's Ozzy's salary. If he wants to send it home, that's fine. She's very proud of her boy. She decided that she doesn't want to move to a different country. Yes. And in terms of what Ozzy's dad is going to decide, like, she'll talk to him about that and they'll make that decision.
Yeah, no pressure. And then also have also left the thing of like open offer on open mic night. Like, we are happy to help, make it so it's doable for you all to come and attend.
Yeah. And I think she, after like your conversation where you kept having like solutions, because she wasn't like trying to get out of it. She legitimately was just like, I don't know if that's logistically feasible for our family. She at this point is pretty much like, yeah, me and the kids will come out for open mic night. Yeah. It'll be good.
Yay!
Yes, great. Okay, I'm going to start keeping a list of everyone I've invited to open mic night.
I'm so glad because I am only sort of keeping that list in my mind.
Okay, quick question. So what time of year are we in right now?
Ooh. The problem is I think I knew at some point.
Only because in my brain, open mic night is first day of spring, first is like early. It's like this time of year. It's like March. And so in my brain, I feel like it's months off. I just want to make sure that's accurate.
It is.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think we are in like, I'd say late summer. Like we're, I don't know, July, August, somewhere in there.
Cool. Just like I said, didn't want to. I know people, this big festival, it's the best of the year that's happening in next week.
Yeah, because I had to think about it for a second because I was thinking that there was something specific that I thought about when I was figuring out like the schedule of that annual tournament in Arcaray. And I think that was like a somewhat midsummer-ish thing, which is really not when you want to hold your events in the desert, but who cares? Climate, I don't want to think about how the climate works. I did too much of that when I was first building the map, and then I wanted to cry a little. So,
I mean, it does make sense that open mic night is still months off, because if it was soon, we would be heading over there for open mic night.
Right.
We'd be like...
I would never embark on this giant tour.
Yeah. We have to pause this so we can go celebrate open mic night.
Right. And that makes more sense as to why the summer cottage is under renovations and why I'm not there right now. So the summer cottage renovations are going to take at least this next year. After open mic night, we can have the summer cottage to look forward to with all the. We say there were cat homes, I think.
I think that's part of the renovations is you wanted to add a cat sanctuary. Like that was a recent thought you had. I don't think you've notified anyone about that officially yet, but
oh, don't worry. I have that list somewhere of all the things.
I know. I think I have it written down somewhere too.
Great. We'll get to it when we get to
We're
it.
keeping track. We're keeping track of your executive orders.
So far, open mic nights just that I've made like actual invites to is just Art kid, his sibling and mom, and then Ozzy's family.
Yeah.
Great. I like very okay, cool.
Yeah, I think saying it's summer right now also makes sense with what I've been giving you in terms of weather in now that you're in like the temperate zones of the continent. I'm going to stop saying words that are scientifically valid, like temperate zone, because then I feel like everything else has to match up and I don't want to deal with it.
Valid. Okay, so we leave Ozzy's childhood home with food.
Yeah, all of you get big mom hugs once more on your way out. And, you know, all of that cuteness. And you ride onwards towards Ivorguard, which is the capital city. Oh, and I did want to say, I'm gonna take us to the map real quick because I decided that there's more mountains that I didn't draw. Because you see, I did draw some mountains initially. I've decided because it makes sense and because of like we talked about where the mines are. I think there's a like more of a baby mountain range that's like up here on the sort of on the border between Hyrgoth and Aldhala.
Oh, fun.
In my brain, nothing's permanent. Nothing. The maps are not permanent unless we've been there. So
perfect.
Great.
Let me just.
Like this is sort of
boom.
like
I don't know why it's purple, but there's a mountain range-ish there.
like to me, this is just sort of like what any human or anybody who lives in the continent kind of has in their brain at all times versus a map they would find at the street.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I kind of know where there are mountains in the U.S., but I don't know all of them.
Yay.
So the mountains like
right.
the border between Hyrgoth and Aldhala.
They don't fill up the whole border. There's a cluster range, whatever you'd call it, of mountains around where I made that purple smudge.
But like it's like part of like and just in my brain of mountains being a natural border zone for a lot of.
Yes, that is correct. Reasons. Kind of like how you see that border of Ayakoa runs along that mountain range over there.
Beans.
Alrighty. So you're headed up sort of northeasterly towards Ivorguard. Let me open the right thing. Okay. After several hours of riding, the capital city of Ivorguard comes into view ahead. The city proper is surrounded by a stone wall with gates on several sides, with farmsteads and fields of now familiar crops spilling out to surround the contained area. Unlike some walled settlements, Ivorguard does not occupy any particular recognizable shape, such as a circle or a rectangle. As you both have probably learned at some point in your education, Ivorguard has never been a planned city, strictly speaking. Its walls have had a number of iterations over the centuries, rebuilt periodically as the city expanded organically to suit its needs. You all enter through the city's southern gate, which opens into the mercantile or commerce district. The streets are paved in cobblestone and bustling with midday activity, mostly foot traffic broken up by a smattering of horse-drawn carts. This district is lined with permanent brick-and-mortar shops of all kinds, but it is also host to gauntlets of open-air markets and bazaars composed of the sorts of stalls that can be efficiently set up and taken down at the beginning of and end of each day. Most of the city's shops are located in this district, though of course not all. This is the best area in which to find any sort of artisan, and it is also home to inns, bars, taverns, and the like. Welcome to Ivorguard.
Are there pretty things in these artisan stalls?
I would say yes.
We run over to the first pretty thing and we start admiring the local artisan stalls and wares.
All right.
I do want to ask before we went into Ivorguard, Aspen would have asked the opinions of everyone on this. So I had an idea. Wanted to throw it out there, see what you guys thought of it. So we want the tieflings to be like, freed and re-entered into society. What do you all think? I was thinking maybe I could go to some of the taverns or inns in Ivorguard and perform little stories about tieflings to spin them into a positive light, to make the public opinion more positive towards tieflings. What do we think about that?
That's delightful.
Okay.
I
I was thinking it'd be a good idea, but I didn't want to just go for it without consulting everyone first, in case something bad were to happen to me and I get murdered or something.
Didn't let anybody murder you.
gods. Okay.
I mean, I sure hope not, because Oldhalla has, free speech, of course. But
So that'd be considered a diplomatic disaster. I think that'd be considered an act of war. You're part of my retinue.
fair enough.
Also, you're a member of nobility yourself, so it'd also be not even without my sort of cachet. I think you'd also.
I mean, I think it would be considered an act of war if Aspen were murdered in an official capacity, but if someone randomly murdered one of us in the street, I don't think that's an act of war because they're not acting as agents of the state.
I think no matter what, if someone murdered me in the street, it would be an act of war. I think no matter what, frankly.
Possibly.
I'm sort of, not that you are less important, of course. I just I am the future ruler of the, and all that. But regardless, I think that we'd probably murder them before they can murder you. So I think we're good there. Also, is it murder if you're sort of fighting, you're also fighting back? That's just sort of death in combat. We sort of usually win our.
I think it sort of depend on what the courts had to say afterwards.
Oh, you have courts and things. Oh, no, I assume you don't mean court in the way that sort of my father holds court and has sort of
No.
lords and the lords and dukes and earls and things sort of just kind of hang around in a courtyard. That were
No. Bit different. It's the way that in Oldhalla our judicial system is run, punishments for crimes and so forth.
right, because there's no king to sentence them.
Exactly. So we have people who are employed to decide, to listen to what happened and sentence people.
So Saskia, since I was thinking about, what stories would I share then? And so I wanted to ask you for permission. So that little story I told, I believe it was Harriet in Avonstrad, about you, I think, being wrongfully imprisoned and then, cleverly escaping. Would you be comfortable if I shared that story, or would you rather I do a different one that's maybe could be less tied to you? I just want to. How comfortable?
I think it's less about tying to me and more that I think we want to be careful about anything that is too close to the truth that you shouldn't necessarily know very well. Because
that enough. Okay, I did have a backup
there are
idea.
Things that, because there are things that you know that you could not know unless somebody had told you who was a tiefling, and then there's going to be targets on a lot of backs, and we don't know who we can trust with that information. So I'd say, we just want to be a little bit careful with revealing how much we know.
Well, we can start. Well, I think ultimately the people are what will determine the sort of fate aspect. I think your brain is going. You're creating a story like you're so good at. We can also check with the Kiva pulls like equivalent of looking at the scrawled writing on her hand of whatever the folk the suitors I'm supposed to meet. Pulls out like the crumpled paper that is so
I can
disregarded.
tell you about them.
Yes, but for now, Kiva doesn't care about their names. She just pulls out the crumpled piece of paper that shows how little regard she has for this whole thing, and says, I think they're sort of pretty ingrained in the Senate, but perhaps, sort of like we did in Ayakoa, that and our new friends there, we can, you'd think that a governance of elected governance would be it seems sort of antithetical to sort of pushing the whole species or people or off to a little island and sort of disenfranchising them. It doesn't seem like perhaps they're more sympathetic.
Remind me, they were just put on a Zai just because they're tieflings, right? Not like there was a specific tiefling that did a bad thing, and so they're all being punished? Or
so there's an official story and there's a real story, and even you guys, because like the most you guys know of what really happened is what was like passed down through generations to Saskia to you, which is that it was basically racism that got them put there. But the official story that like you guys knew growing up and is in history books and whatever is that the tieflings, being related as they are to devils, demons, so forth, basically like tried to uprise and sow chaos and death. And so for everyone's safety, they were exiled. And like you hadn't ever known before that they were exiled to like this specific island. It was always said more in a way of like exiled and free to leave to wherever they might want to, like maybe they went to a different continent, who knows. So you didn't know that it was by exile, we are going to imprison all of them on a volcanic island. That was unclear.
And the continent's been pretty much like, hasn't been really any war since the tieflings were booted, is what I have in my notes.
Yeah, not really. There hadn't been tons of war for a little while prior to that either. Like the borders have been pretty settled for a long time. But yeah, that was sort of the last time there was widespread or like the type of conflict that got heard about all around the continent.
I think
was it volcanic and bad when they were exiled there, or did it become that?
It was already volcanic and barren, which is why nobody lived there earlier than that.
So the I don't know if I'm saying it, Aramu and Dipure story, that was sort of like the mythological explanation, but like the idea of the springs of Azai dried up, like that is like, but it was never like actually like, well, they were like, since they've been there, have never actually been like a bountiful place.
Right.
Right.
And that's also sort of in the story a metaphor for the fact that they got sent from places that were not volcanic.
Okay. Just confirming.
You are correct.
Yeah.
Good to check. Yeah, no, that island's always been kind of useless, which is why nobody lives there.
Is there a volcano on it?
There are several volcanoes, none that have been recently active.
But are they flat or are they tall?
Tall. It's very mountainous there.
Right. Okay.
Why?
I'm just curious because there's no mountain drawn on the map, and so I was just confirming.
Oh yeah.
I realized that you said volcanic, and I said, well, volcanoes in the ocean islands they can be tall or it can be
in
flat.
My colors.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So all that happens on our road when there's no one around, or on our horses.
Yeah. You guys had several hours to chit chat and whatever.
Yeah. I didn't want to say that while we were already in there. So we came in. We want to look at the pretty things now.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Like scarves or blankets or, I don't know, traditional fiber arts of the region. We admire them in Ku.
Hell yeah. It really is. Color. Because you guys haven't been in a city since Keltier. So you're back to the sort of bustle of civilization that you guys, and especially like Kiva, you grew up in a capital city, so you know it, you know the vibes. And so you're back in more dense, like it's not urban, especially not in the way that Keltier and Arcaray sort of were, because that was more steampunky times. And now we're back in something closer to a medieval vibe in a lot of ways, just in like fantasy vibes. But it's definitely, you're back in a bustling city. And so there are arts and wares of pretty much any kind you could want to look for.
Is fashion here, is it similar to Iridorian fashion, or is fashions different?
Really similar, I would say. They're both very much of a kind. They're very like medieval European.
Yeah, all right. Boring, classic, no. Listen, I like how kind of the funny little outfits that match the vibes.
I know. You've arrived in a place that has similar vibes. They're a little less like, I would say Iridor has a little bit more of stricter tradition around dress, where here there are like women in pants and trousers and whatever, and like that's not as weird as it would be at home.
I think Kiva would like to find something that would be kind of scandalous at home, which would be like a little belt with a little loop thing that she can like tie up her skirt so she has a little bit more movement. So it's not like all the way down. Sort of, you see kind of at run fairs, people sort of do that, like little tie it up
skirt hikes.
But like not like like her. She still has like, I don't know, petticoats and stuff, but like a little more of movement. And it is gold. Not like real gold, just gold, like whatever metal, whatever. I guess brass maybe it would be whatever's, but pretty.
Yeah. Excellent. Yeah, because I would say in terms of fashion and in terms of kind of stuff like that, Iridor would be analogous to a slightly earlier period of European history than
Yeah. Great. So we haven't gotten to the skirt rip moment, which is going to happen at some point, and I'm so excited for when it does in the future. But for now, it is just a little skirt hike. It's just a little bit of extra movement that's going on there. And if they find like a really pretty like notebook shop, I think Kiva would want to buy Aspen a pretty notebook of his choice.
Aw, yes, doable.
like a nice like leather bound something, or like a fancy quill, or like whatever kind of, you know.
He does have a fancy quill already because it's
Right.
his magic focus, but he
Oh,
will
yes.
absolutely take a fancy notebook.
Great.
Can't have
Kiva
too
has
many of those.
Kiva has like
Really?
the leather worker person emboss like royal whatever
My
title we decided
emblem.
on. Yeah. Well, no, I would say official like what's the title? Like official royal scribe
Oh God.
and best friend.
Royal scribe, best friend to the princess is
Best friend.
what the
Yes. I think she puts best friend because I think it's less about, it's not trying to say like you're important because you're this role to me, you're this thing to other people. You're important because you're to me because you're my best friend.
Yeah.
Cute.
Aw. I feel like Aspen would then try and find something for Kiva. The first thing that came to mind was like a pretty bow or ribbon to tie around her axe.
Yeah. You find somewhere with like, it is mostly things that are like a little closer to like hair accessories, but are probably going to work fine for this. And you can find, if you want, even like ribbons that are sort of multiple colors of ribbon braided together and all of that kind of stuff.
Oh my God, I love that idea. Let's get some rainbow braid things going on because we're gay.
Yeah. You can get the Axe of Friendship bracelet, essentially.
Yay.
Also, did we ever get Jeff his like harness, sweater, service animal vest?
I think this would be the place.
Right, we do that. And I did also, when I was scrolling through to look for the tiefling notes, I did find that we at one point did teach him how to sit and shake. So I think we do demonstrate that for small children throughout the town. As we encounter them, we show them our hyena who knows tricks.
There's delight. And he also, like, there are other dogs and things. And so he's getting to, like, not that he's a dog, but, you know, he gets to meet some other dogs, and there's lots of, you know, general butt sniffing and so forth. I've decided that he's going to basically act like a dog because I am not going to do research on how hyenas act. I have too much lore to keep track of.
I wouldn't ask you to.
Y'all have basically dogified him at this point.
I was going to say, for all intents and purposes, he's a large dog. That is fine to me.
Yeah. He's spent enough time with you guys that he acts like a dog now.
Perfect.
Love Jeff.
Perfect. Every time I want to, I made Kiva's family tree too big, so now every time I need to like make a note for myself about something to do, which I'm like writing all the things I said I was going to send posts to, I have to go look up her family tree, which is crazy to have to do for a character you created.
Both of you gave me
same thing
a lot
for his siblings.
Yeah, don't worry. I'll thin the herds at some point. Don't worry.
I mean, I had to give you 3 generations of regions, obviously.
Yeah.
And I'm sure Aspen has extended family outside of his immediate family. I didn't notate that.
Less immediately relevant.
Yeah.
For me, I already gave you too many people.
Yeah. If I need to kill your grandma, I'll let you know.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's like the royal family tree. I'm like, you have to kind of know. But I did draw the line, of course, at making portraits for all of them. I only did 3 portraits, which I thought was a good middle ground that I found.
It's hard to make the AI generated art make people that look related, I think.
Yes. I have consciously stopped, even though it does using any of that, because I felt too guilty and bad about things, and it has made it harder sometimes, but I not to say that anyone, like, no judgment on anything. I just, for my own conscious had to stop being
Mhm.
half in on some of it and just say,
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
Xing it out. But it was the things I have, I like a lot. So if we ever have to do
Mhm.
PC, I don't know what I'm gonna do for visual aid because I like these art so much.
Yeah.
Yes. And then I guess Saskia something pretty also. A pretty scarf.
Hell yeah.
What if
Yeah. I think Saskia will probably get a new set of clothes while you guys are here because she doesn't have clothes from either of these nations really yet. So,
I thought I a full set, a full
oh, there
wardrobe.
was a tailor in Avenstrad. I completely forgot.
No,
My brain
I
is
thought I
soup.
bought her. I mean, maybe did I only in Keltier? Did I only buy her Keltier clothing? I thought I bought her like a full like. I think I bought her clothing so that she would fit in and look like Iridorian, so she wouldn't be at risk.
You're so right. My brain
Yeah.
is soup.
We got the fancy
We're
outfits
good.
and we did fancy outfits and we got the hair, the camel clothes, and I
Yeah,
could not have gotten camel wedding clothing without also getting my
that's
friend
right.
basically whatever she like wanted out of it.
Mhm.
Like she was
Yeah.
allowed, but
And I think you guys did maybe go to the tailor in Avenstrad too. So you're all tailored. You're good.
great. Yes. Yes, it's more about me
I
wanting to come up with new fun outfits, and less so about them needing new fun outfits.
I think Aspen, as a joke, asks Ozzy if he was to try on some glasses.
Yeah, I haven't tried that. It could help.
He just puts them on. He's like, it's a miracle.
No, he does. He does pull that joke on you.
Aspen believes
He
it
puts them
for a
on
second.
and he does like a gasp and he goes, "Whoa,
What?
never seen the color of your eyes before."
Oh my god. Are you serious?
No,
My
bitch, I
god.
still haven't.
God damn it.
Yeah, you guys goof off in the mercantile neighborhood
Absolutely.
and buy each other presents, and it's cute.
I have a question that hasn't come
Yeah,
up
I
so
might have
far.
an answer.
So for all of the things that so as a princess, I would have had. I also just finished watching Bridgerton, which maybe is why it's coming to mind. I would have probably I probably have like a lady's maid who'd be like my like secretary who like handles a lot of the like stuff, right? Back in
Probably
Mordor,
back at home, yeah.
Famous and
I
Dane
was
are
gonna
kind of
say,
sort of
is there just secret fifth party member that's been following us
that
around?
would be crazy. No, but I was
Who's
like
not trained?
my brain, Seamus and Dane are like, or like maybe it would, and in the past, I think I've already written to like my sister, I've written to like my mom, I think. And then like
Mhm.
Seamus and Dane were sort of in my head, like the security, like my father's like
Mhm.
employees, but like not so much mine. But I would like to, at this point in time, invent my lady's maid, who I would be the person I would write
Please do.
to handle the salary like thing, like type of thing.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I the first name that showed up when I just Googled quickly Celtic names as my easy thing, but I don't think is there a Fiona yet? Is there a Fiona yet in her tree?
I don't think there's a Fiona.
I think if there's not a Fiona, Fiona feels like a good name because it feels a little bit less royal and a little bit less nobility, but it's still like
Mhm.
up there.
Mhm.
So yeah, so let me just double check. Yes, because the other name would have been Maeve, and Maeve is definitely in there. So yeah, so Fiona is yes, okay. So in the mercantile district, is there a postmaster or
Oh yeah.
a guild hall
Well, wait.
or some sort of guild hall, which is what we use for posting service in Mercy Sworn, where we just said every
Yeah.
painter's guild mail is also a mailbox, which is very video game.
Well, it's because we had a painter.
Yeah, no, I know. Oh, I know, but like I don't know. I guess there could be, whatever.
I have
like
to think,
Aspen
actually.
also
I
likes
think
to
probably a post office type thing is actually gonna be in a different district of the city, I think.
Great.
Okay.
That is on my to-do list for at some point, but it's not like
Yeah.
most urgent because
But
clearly everyone's gotten along without salaries so far.
but while we
Yeah,
are
because I
in
think it's gonna be
the
with bureaucracy.
mercantile commerce district, Aspen would like to purchase like a little painting or something? Like a just not like a full-on painting, like a piece of paper painting, postcard-esque of Ivorguard.
Oh, heck yeah.
Um,
People are definitely selling that kind of thing.
and like maybe some other like insignificant little trinket to send
Yeah.
his sibling.
There's so much of that sort of jazz. Let me just jot down quick that I now said where the post is.
Also, I mixed up my phrases of old-timey things. I was thinking about a lady in waiting, not a lady's maid. Lady's maid gets you dressed, and a lady in waiting is your like, like a noblewoman, companion, attendant,
like your hired
person.
best friend.
It's your hired best friend, which now she has lots of those. But oh my god, does Caoimhe have any friends she doesn't pay?
Oh my god, probably not.
You made these ones before you paid
She made these ones before them, and also, yeah.
Like the giants, unless you weren't friends with them, it sounds like you were.
Friends, yeah, but I was also more their ward.
They weren't
because
peers.
I was 8. I was like 8-year-old, and so I don't think I had any giant children friends, like friendly giant children. I don't know. Also, just didn't think about that.
Tiva and Vanya together in having no normal peer relationships.
Yeah, well, no, Kiva had
friends.
They're just her relatives. So like, which I think is very common in like old time stuff, anyways, because that's the people that you saw, and like in general, okay. She was lady in waiting, invented. I'm just gonna say that Fiona is like is like more of her secretary than a friend. Like it is like. Yeah, they're not like, but like Aspen and Co are like the first like friends she's really had in this sense. Whereas Fiona's more like secretary level,
right? Because also Kiva's still young enough that for like it hasn't been that long since instead of a lady in waiting she would have had like nannies and tutors and that kind of thing. Either. Yeah, so like you probably haven't known Fiona that long yet.
Yes, like probably Fiona came into the picture. Probably she was. What's her name? Colleen's. It was probably Colleen's.
Oh yeah,
lady, and because she's been groomed from birth. Fiona's been groomed from. Maybe with backstory for the NPC that is not even physically in the game right now. It's just someone I'm gonna write a letter to.
Hey, well now maybe. She can be later.
She's like been groomed from birth to be the like first advisor to Colleen. Colleen gave up the throne, and so now she's like thrown to me, and like. But she's more of my sister's like friend. So like there's that like friend, companion, whatever. Yeah. Great. Yeah. Glad we got that
this sorted. Is good. Build the lore. I need to know a lot about her for when I don't know, kill her later. Who knows?
Yeah, great. Cool.
Probably not going to. Not in my plans as of yet.
Well, she only came into existence about 5 minutes ago, so if you already had plans to kill her, that would be crazy.
I didn't immediately feel that urge, so.
Let's see. Is there anything else we need to do in the commerce district? Anything else we need to get?
This would probably be where you guys will end up finding lodgings, but you don't need to do that yet necessarily.
And I mean, Aspen does want to go hit the taverns eventually to, spread his propaganda. But it's
a little early for crowds.
Yeah. He would want to wait till there's more traffic.
Yeah. Anyone that would be there now is probably a lot more interested in the drinking than the entertainment.
While we're sort of just walking and sort of meandering among the stalls and shops, do we see any sisters?
Ooh, probably not tons, but probably, and there are probably also like. You can guess that there are maybe also people you're passing that are part of the sisterhood that you don't know because they're not wearing the robes because that's a little optional. unless you like decide to live at the temple full time, and then it's kind of the thing to do. But you do see at some point like two women in the sort of blue robes of the sisterhood walking with shopping baskets or whatever.
What does Ozzy have any visible reaction?
So Ozzy doesn't know.
Oh yeah. Well, there's
Has
way that
Ozzy-
one could know.
Has Ozzy been to Ivorguard before, or was it just
No.
Okay?
Oh, I
First
thought he
time in the
had.
big city.
Okay.
First time in the big
He's such
city.
a small town boy.
Yeah. He does
Sounds right.
know a good bit about it because like Eris used to tell him stuff about it, so he knows things, but he has not been.
I think Kiva still looks at Ozzy when they pass by, like bated breath. I think that it's just that thing of like instinct of looking out for your friend, and but doesn't say anything.
Yeah, he doesn't seem to react differently to them than any other people passing.
Ozzy, so you've lived outside of Ivorguard most of your life, correct?
Yeah, I grew up completely in the house you guys stayed in last night.
Right. And this is your first time being here. So,
yeah.
Is there anything that you've always wanted to do if you were to come here that we now may have the chance to do?
I will confess my immediate go-to response was going to be a bad joke.
As expected.
I'm going to go to my second.
What about the sites you wanted to see?
Yeah, I was going to suggest we go to the art museums.
Oh, that's such a bother that you can't. We should make some. We should we'll add some tactile experiences to some of the ones in Iridor. Maybe we'll try. I don't know how that would work.
Maybe.
But...
I mean, there are legitimate logistical reasons why that's not usually how it works, like wear and tear and shit.
I have heard
I know they have
like tactile art exhibits, though. I can't remember off the top of my head where they are, but I have heard of such things where the people are welcome to touch.
Cool.
But anything else?
Yeah, on the more legitimate end of the conversation, I know they have a lot of really beautiful like gardens and parks and stuff that are open to the public, so that would be cool.
It looks back to the grassy area we just came from, like outside the city, right? So we just like...
Yes. So you did bring Country Boy to the city, and he went, "I want to go to the park."
Well, if that's what you want.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they have, and I think he kind of figures out a little, because he can feel or sense when you like turn around fully and whatever. I mean, it's not going to be the same as, they don't have like fields of wheat on display. It's like actual
excited about going to the park.
Cultivated gardens and stuff.
Right.
It's gonna be a bit different.
We've like lodged our horses? Can we assume? Are we assuming?
Oh yeah, right. There was a place for that probably. Cool. I don't even care. Yeah. And before you actually walked through the gate, Ozzy dismissed his lion because that's a conversation that doesn't need having with any officials.
I'm wondering if we should have also boarded Jeff for the day. So I feel like most indoor places aren't going to want a giant hyena. But
I mean, so far he's been happily springing about with you, and
Right.
he has been doing okay at like waiting for you outside of shops
Right.
when you go in. And
Right. Also, he's always blepping, right? His tongue is always outside of his
he's
mouth.
what?
Blepping?
Oh yeah.
Always.
I thought you asked if he was always bluffing. And I was like, what?
No. I imagine him as
He's lying to you.
the goofiest thing with his tongue always out.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Right. Right. Okay, perhaps, do you think there's is there a cartographer's stall that we can stop at for a map of the city?
Yeah, probably. I'm wondering, Anna, not Kiva, Aspen Anna looks a little frozen, and I'm wondering.
Oh, yes, that is true. Sometimes it's crazy how my instincts just hit refresh, and I'm like, that's not gonna refresh on the other end. Yep, there it is. That's the worst, is when the power. It's one thing if it's just out and it's fine. It's another thing if it's like, obviously on or off is fine. When it browns out for a minute is so. I'm right. It gives me time to write down all the things we bought that are of no consequence. So I'm assuming we do not need to.
I wasn't going to.
Right. I'm assuming we don't need to actually pay for them, but if we do, I'll take some gold out of my.
It's right. I think sort of. Well, I was going to say it's of negligible value. You have put up a little bit of a collection at this point, so I'd say go ahead and deduct like 10 gold, maybe.
Right.
Because it was a lot of things of individually negligible value. But
I'm fine with that. I assume that it's just easier to not actually deal with the gold for things that like if we're playing a very strict campaign all the ways, yes. But it's sometimes easier to
and especially
Kiva
herself gave me an excuse to mostly not deal with it. So I think this is like the first time we've dealt concretely with money.
Although, hey, don't forget that first piece of silver that I ever earned myself because I won it gambling.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, I forgot.
It would be fun to have Kiva suddenly lose access to all her wealth, but not for a while yet.
Yeah, you lost access to some of it when Seamus and Dane left. You didn't have everything anymore.
Yeah. I just started actually counting. Okay. Boss of the notebook for Aspen. Service vest for Jeff. Why is it the second thing I wrote down? Sparkly.
It's important.
Scarf for Saskia. Skirt pitching post for belt.
It's called a skirt hike.
Listen, that's not as fun as calling it a hitching post. Skirt height for.
You're correct.
For Kiva. For Jeff. I think there's another thing I bought. What else did I? Oh, I want a map. I want a map of the city. That's just.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
That's just for practical, which Oh, I didn't get anything for Ozzy. Oh, that's no fun.
He was offered glasses.
Yeah, and I feel like now I've been thinking about offering him a new title because I feel like Master of Sights is a little feels mean-spirited. After meeting his mother, it feels very mean-spirited. And like learning why he lost his vision. So
he seems to have mostly enjoyed it so far, but you are free to do that.
Yeah. Yes. To the point where not everything is going to be a joke at his expense. I was gonna say my next thought was offer him a pedicure But then I think of the scene in Avatar where Toph gets a pedicure and she's like screaming in agony because she uses her feet to see. I think maybe I find like a really like a like a handkerchief embroidered with a lion, like a kind of abstract kind of lion. See, is what I find for him.
Yeah, and embroidery is a good idea too because he can feel that. So.
Yes. And while you were gone, I wrote down everything I bought for everybody, and then realized I didn't buy anything for Ozzy, and so I got him a handkerchief embroidered with like a little lion, like a lion, kind of abstracty kind of lion, because I don't want everything we do for him that I do for him to be a joke as an expense, because you know, sometimes you want it to be real.
Variety's good.
And I also think I have it personalized with his initials. So just like what's his last name? I don't remember.
Oh, God.
Oh.
You see, I've avoided giving him one because I know that he has one, but I haven't decided what it is.
I just wrote down handkerchief with a lion and Ozzy's initials is all it needs to say.
Hang on. No, now he needs one. Let me go to my alt names.
It's okay. It can wait. It's okay.
Yes, it really can. This is just me filling in the time, because and Saskia's scarf is also embroidered.
There's one in here. That's good.
Saskia's is embroidered with her title, like in the small font. Basically, they all have gifts with their like little titles. But Ozzy's has his initials because Master of Sights feels a little mean-spirited after meeting his mom, and so Kiva's working on a new name that is an addition that can be like a more serious, like real title for him.
Oh my God. What if we all got like little keychains type things to attach to our various weapons and or important stuff that had like a court of stories like engraved on it?
Yes. Oh, that'd be so cute. Great, yes. Little bag charms for
our bags.
I might have something. Hang on. He might get a last name momentarily.
Right. You don't have to if you don't want to. I don't want you to commit to something and then decide later you don't like it.
Should we take out a chunk of gold for how much we are?
I did 10 because everything I bought.
A lot of things that were of very low cost on their own, but I amassed it. I'd say for you bought a couple things, Aspen. I'd say take like 3 gold out of yours.
Okay.
They say flavor is free.
Let's see. Is about to have a last name ready.
You said how many gold? 3 gold?
I'll write it in
3, yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
When Kiva ties the ribbon that Aspen got her around her axe, she like ties it in a way that's like a fancy Celtic knot that like is meaningful, and like maybe it's like a friendship knot of some kind, tied around the like cross hatch of where the axe and the handle.
I do realize, having written it down, that this does just make his initials on, but he knows, and you know, and that's good.
I feel like I've seen that name from you before, so maybe he had it already.
If you've seen it from me, it's not because he had it.
Oh.
could have gone to someone else at some point. Who knows, really? I've convinced myself slowly but surely that people are allowed to share names with each other occasionally. All right. And then you wanted a little mappy map. Can definitely happen. So I think there's not so much someone like selling it, but whoever you go to can like sketch you out something more or less, which leads into some fun exposition narration. I almost said exploitation. Some exposition and narration about the different parts of the city. Yay! I know you wanted me to say a lot of words at you again.
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay. All right. So the city of Ivorguard has 9 districts or neighborhoods. The southernmost is the mercantile and commercial district where you currently find yourselves. Momentarily here, I'm going to provide you with a shitty little map type thing. There's no scale or anything involved. This is literally just for like vibes and vague reference. So keep that in mind. Also, please note that the names of the districts on this thing are not the names actually used to refer to them by locals. It's meant to be descriptive. And because I haven't come up with the actual common use names, I tried, but I hated everything.
That is literally what I did for Prisma with you guys. So
relatable.
I understand.
Let me grab it. Okay. And then as you stare at it, I can tell you a little about all the places. All right. So I went ahead and put it in world building, lore, context, etc., because that felt right. All right. So 4 of the 9 districts are arranged around the city's central forum or plaza. To the north of the forum is a sort of a government district. The Senate building is located here, along with local bureaucratic offices, the headquarters of the city guard, and that sort of thing, including your post office. This district is where the cogs turn that keep Ivorguard running, where the work happens behind the scenes to cultivate the clean, well-maintained city you see before you. Its bureaucratic offices are home to the city's service guilds, the lamplighters, the grave diggers, the maintenance workers, all of the vital mechanisms of urban civilization that go unnoticed and unseen by most people.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah,
yes.
You're good.
6:30. I want to leave at 6 latest. Yeah, that's fine. Sorry, I have to get back to New York tomorrow. And
You're fine.
Leave at 6:30, and my dad's going to bed.
Fun.
Continue.
You and your early morning travel, my goodness.
It is not fun, but it's the best way to get back to New York when I don't have my car.
Yeah.
I flew from my work trip to my parents' house instead of going back to New York and driving 5 hours. And then
fair enough.
Saved myself 10 hours of driving. So
yeah, that's good. Good plan. All right, bordering the forum to the east is the religious and educational district. This is where you would find the Temple of the Tethynian Order, attached to which is the academy in which they teach and train young women. Although far less prominent, temples honoring the other deities are also located in this area, as well as other schools, other libraries, and so forth. The cultural district is to the west of the forum. This is the home of the city's widely renowned museums, as well as theaters and other institutions for arts and culture. This is also where the city's largest parks and gardens are located, although many smaller, beautiful natural public spaces are scattered throughout many of the other neighborhoods as well, one of the features on which the city prides itself most.
Aspen
Directly south of the forum. Hell yeah. Directly south of the forum is the high-class residential neighborhood. This is where the rich fancy bitches live, as well as probably some people who are well off, but not necessarily bitches. It's a mix. Some people are allowed to be rich and not rude, as a treat. The other 4 districts that I haven't gone into detail about yet are also residential in primary purpose. To the north lies middle-class housing, to the west, the low-class residential area, and to the east are a pair of smaller, more specifically catered neighborhoods. To be clear, neither of these is like a ghetto situation or a forced separation of any species. It's not an A, but on the same land mass thing. It's more of a situation where people who share the cultural or societal background that comes with species have congregated and sought each other out and formed a sub-community within the larger city, sort of like a Chinatown or a Little Italy. In the neighborhood occupied primarily by halflings and gnomes and other small species, everything is designed and built with their stature in mind as the norm. It's a district that's built for them within a world that, for the most part, isn't. The dwarven neighborhood is home to many smiths and stonemasons, and much of the architecture is in a sort of historically dwarven style. And those are the districts of Ivorguard. Yay!
Applause.
And here on this
I gotta catch
map
up.
thingy, you can also see. Yeah, I was just going to mention, you can also see here what I meant about it not being like a specific shape. She's lumpy, and I love her.
To be clear, earlier you said the government district is the one that had the lamplighter guilds?
Yeah, that has everything that's bureaucratic-y.
Is that
Okay,
where
so
the post office
Senate?
would be?
Yeah, post office, yes.
And that's like where the Senate buildings would be?
Yes. So basically the shining star building of that district would be the Senate building.
It's also funny because it's on a separate set of when you build a city that has districts and you're like, how do I do that? And then it's interesting to see how somebody else did it when I spent so much time on it for Prisma, which has not even come up into play in that campaign really so much. So it's fascinating to see like how to see it from that perspective as well.
I spent a lot of time waffling and worrying, and then eventually I was like, nah, I'm going to sit down with a piece of paper at the kitchen table and do something, and I'm going to have to stick with it, and it'll be fine.
Graph paper,
It's
can't go wrong
great.
with the pencil
I didn't
paper,
even go so far as to use graph paper.
Yes. And is the plaza?
I said it will be vibes.
The Forum Plaza, is that just like literally like just like a? Why is there a bug?
Sorry, I sent that bug.
My parents. I
told it to go bother you.
All my parents' plants are, so there's some bugs.
Okay, fair enough.
Forum Plaza, is that just like a wide open like stone plaza?
That's like a big paved area.
Yeah. Cool. And you said that we would likely be staying like that. The taverns and like lodging houses would be also in the mercantile commerce district.
Yeah.
So it's like what time of day is it?
It's like early afternoon right now, I'd say.
Early afternoon.
It's like a 2 p.m., 3 p.m. situation.
Do you think we could I feel like probably not. I was gonna say, do you think we could do like a walk around of the entire city, like clockwise, going from culture, government to
It's
religious?
a little bigger than that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Than one afternoon.
Yeah. So,
are there like also like residences scattered throughout the different districts, or is it like very strict?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It's very like, yeah.
Yeah. Like
this is like a mostly.
Yeah. Like
situation.
There's no world in which you can have like a whole district without like, a tavern somewhere in that district, even if it's like not meant for that. Yeah. Okay. Just confirming versus, world building.
Yeah. So like where you are now, there are a lot of situations where in the more brick and mortar shops, there might be people that live above their shop or whatever. So
yes, makes sense.
So what do we want to get done today? Do we want to just like be touristy today and go to the cultural district, check that out, and then come back to the taverns in the evening, and then tomorrow go to the government district and the religious education districts?
That works.
Hi. Is the Senate, would I have instructions on where to find the men on my list? Because I assume if they're not actual active senators, or are they?
None of them currently are.
Right. So do I have addresses for them?
You have.
Or is there an embassy?
Thinking. You probably were not given like their home addresses because that's kind of a lot. But I would say, so the Senate building is also like, there are a lot of areas in there where you'll find not necessarily Senate business taking place. And this is also in that district, but there are places there where like wheeling and dealing and networking and handshaking, baby kissing, whatever goes on. Right. And you could probably find these people in one of those situations or something.
Right. I think touristy sightseeing would be great to do today. I would like to still stop by the postmaster just to get you all get those salaries set up, so at least get the accountants building for you, if possible. Truth be told, I don't know if it's actually possible, or what my dad will say about that. But I don't know why he wouldn't. You know, we have plenty of people on staff, so I would like to just get that out because the post takes such a while to go, and perhaps they can postmaster might have an idea of where to generally go about finding these random names I got on a list with no other identifying information. Because same name as name.
So you do have. I will say what you probably have is names and then like a tiny bit of context about them.
I mean, because
especially,
let Kiva be a brat about her circumstances.
No, I just wanted to tell you.
Yes.
Kiva doesn't need to have this written down. Don't worry.
And I just also want to say I'm sorry for dragging you all on all these tutor seeking.
I mean, I think we all sort of knew that was part of the thing when we signed on to come on this trip, so.
But it's not fun for me, so I don't know how it could be any fun for anybody else. That's why I've been figuring getting over with.
We could go check them out and then make fun of them behind the backs.
Ooh.
Once we leave. That could be fun.
I do like that. And perhaps, it was quite fun to do the kissing with our friend in Atef. So, perhaps some of them might be good for that, or perhaps we could all make some friends in that regard.
Are these all age-appropriate suitors?
Yeah, so these are all in this case, especially because, like, yes, there are older men that are powerful, but they're, like, gonna die sooner. And
it's virile.
If the plan was for Kiva to be ascending to the throne imminently, that might be more of a thing. But because there's still probably a while yet, they're having you look more at, like, up-and-coming people, sort of.
Also, like, at least in my headcanon, Kiva's parents do love her.
Right.
Like they may be, there are a lot of expectations on her, but her family, I feel like her dad has his flaws, but I don't think he seems at this moment in time, like, if he was going to do that, he might as well just say, you're going to marry this person instead of letting her go to
right.
people. Because it's sort of like, you lost one heir by telling her who she could or couldn't marry, so you might as well do better with the next. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So these guys, you probably don't have written down or memorized their actual ages, but they're all probably 20s or 30s at most.
yeah. Akiva's 20, like 22, 23-ish, so early 30s. It's a big gap, but also when you're, ascending to the throne, it's not that big a gap because but okay. Yeah, we don't have to meet them today. Maybe it'd be good to get like a postmaster type person might be a good source of info for that whole bit of nonsense.
Yeah, I was thinking logistically, we might want to go and get this letter of introduction business sorted before we go to the religious and educational district, because then we'll be able to access that library. And you guys would have on the letter Hero gave you, you do have the actual home address for Thaddace Meredith, who lives in the high class residential district, as a lot of former senators do.
Is that
that's right next to where we are
on your list, or is he too old? I can't remember.
I think that's just the guy who's Hero's contact who can get us into the library.
Yeah.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was like a both thing.
He is both not on the list and too old, though that is probably not why he's not on the list. Probably the reason he never even made it into contention for the list is he's no longer super in the thick of power and influence.
In the thick of it?
Right.
Into the thick of it? Okay.
All right. Well, perhaps we should do the letter of introduction first then, since it's sort of on our way to, he lives sort of directly north of here.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we can, I'll say, how do you feel being in the city? That's sort of, you haven't, you may not know this, but there's been a fair amount of sisters sort of crossing our paths as we've been walking. You feeling okay?
I mean, I figured most of them are nice, regular people. I grew up knowing Aris's mom. She was nice and lovely. She was like a second mother to me. So I have nothing against probably most of them personally.
And Anna lost her train of thought immediately.
It's okay. Welcome to the club.
How does he feel about Eris's mom after the whole ordeal?
Does she live in the city?
She does not. She presumably, I mean, he hasn't seen her in a while, but presumably she still lives on Eris's family's land.
Does he have beef with her?
He's got, and I think it makes sense for you guys to have discussed this at some point, or even now. He's got mixed feelings because, obviously, she was a close aunt or a second mom to him, growing up, and he finds it hard to believe that she would actively put Eris in harm's way. But he definitely, he's definitely suspicious about the whole situation, of course, and kind of resentful of the fact that she definitely did have a role in how things ended up going. But he's sort of, in a way that's in large part hoping and sort of subconsciously to protect his own feelings, he wants to believe that she wasn't an active part of doing any harm to him and maybe didn't know what she was getting him into, and so on and so forth.
All right. So for the suitors, do they have because this is an elective democratic government system, right? So do we have the address to their offices?
It is we have general context for information. We have to find that information when we're here.
Okay, cool.
Because they're not active senators. They are people who come from long lines that have produced a lot of other powerful people within this district.
Area. So
nation.
I'll give you a little context on. There's 3 of them.
How about we just get their names maybe to start? Would be good.
Yeah, I've had them. I'm ready. At you. All right. So, and I'll put them in spelling things and stuff as well, because who knows. So the first is Adam Fournier, which I will spell and then tell you a little about.
Is that like the normal French way, or is there some BS fantasy spelling? Great.
No, it's real and normal. And
That's
he
the most
comes
like
from
person you go to middle school with name that we've had in this entire game.
I know. Well, wait till you get the next one, which is even more of an aggressively normal name. It's because there's some degree to which Aldhala has sort of the normalest names.
Yeah, they're America.
No. That's not quite the vibe.
Yes, okay.
They're Western European.
Yeah. I'm just because their democracy is the only reason I said it.
Yeah.
Okay. Even more aggressively normal.
They are
name.
more honest about being more of a republic than a democracy than America ever has been. So Adam Fournier comes from a sort of a long line of senators where it like, you know how, well, yes, we all know how having a family member who has been in politics can sometimes be a way to open doors for you to, it's like that, but it's not like that because it's more okay. And like John Adams, John Quincy Adams, like this is a thing where there are some families in Aldhala that tend to produce senators. And he's from one of those. Get ready for name you've ever heard. Man number 2 on the list is Martin Shaw.
That's just a guy.
I'm assuming they're all human, by the way, like full human.
Yes.
Because otherwise,
part of why they made it on the list.
Yep. We love that racism.
Or at least like you don't know their entire ancestry. We're not going into blood quantum here again.
Yeah, we're not saying quadroons or whatever.
So they might have like a dwarven great grandparent. Who knows?
Yeah.
So Martin Shaw comes
concerned. Human.
Yeah. So Martin Shaw comes from one of the wealthier families in Aldhala. They're very like old money in Aldhala. Originally built their fortune through logging and carpentry. And they're known for being kind of like patrons of the arts in Aldhala and Ivorguard. And then, then finally, man number 3, behind door number 3, you have Diego Paxton. Once again, fairly normal name. You can thank the spreadsheet. And his family owns a lot of the mining operations in Aldhala.
Like mining operations in theory, like where Ozzy's dad works?
Yeah, maybe not that one in particular, but that kind of vibe.
How is he old money or new money?
They're a little more they're medium money.
Right.
So is it like, do we know if that family has like ethical mining operations or like the economic enslavement mining operations?
Yeah, that was my kind of where I was thinking.
I don't know that you know.
Can I
Okay.
make a history check?
Yeah, that you can do. Because I would say, like, that's the kind of thing that probably wouldn't have come up in the short conversations about people going on the list at home for Kiva. Like,
Damn it. Absolutely not. Probably not.
you don't know.
Yeah.
My question was going to be, okay, so I know in theory it's history, but is there like, what would be the skill for like diplomat? I know, because like, I know other editions had like an actual like diplomacy skill, which I'm kind of like, but like, I'm like history, it's not his, but like knowing.
You mean like active diplomacy, or what do you mean?
I mean, like, knowing the things that you need to know to be a good ruler of a nation.
Mm.
Like,
Let me stare at the list of skills.
I guess it is like would be history, but like, I don't know. I feel like it's not. I don't know. I feel like history doesn't feel.
Mm-hmm. I would also allow a wisdom check, I think,
Okay.
for that kind of thing.
I mean, the best rulers are supposed to be wise or something, right? So
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Is
not athletics.
No, girl.
Great.
I like you, but not that much.
Great.
No, in actuality, it's I like you too much to let you have it easy.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, I just wish there was like a government check, like religion. I wish there was also like a statecraft check category. Yeah. Because you know that she could have proficiency. Because I'm like, I don't think she's proficient in the other things that would be the same skill. Okay. Can I basically just wanted to ask about like.
You know what? Hang on. Fuck it. For Kiva in particular, there is a new homebrewed skill called statecraft that is wisdom based, and you have proficiency.
Wow. Amazing.
Because that makes sense.
So in that case, I would roll perception because perception is the same.
Yeah.
Adds. But basically my ask is, would I be aware of, I want to know Irador's needs as a nation, like what we're like looking to gain from this political match of like if mining would be, if like we're currently seeking like mining, like if our own mines are running dry, going empty, versus like we are trying to be more like more political machinations versus like, you know, Martin Shaw, or just like versus like frankly just like wanting like straight up cash from a thing. Is sort of what I'm like thinking about in terms of knowing these three things. 22. I write down that we said
22. That's good. All right. So I would say right now, in terms of like straight up riches, y'all are pretty rich. So a Martin Shaw situation or an Adam Fournier situation would both be the kind of thing that would just like further secure stability of the relationship between Aldhala and Irador, probably. And just like further encourage the alignment of the interests of the two countries, kind of. So it would be more of that kind of thing in terms of, because like y'all are pretty rich already. In terms of Diego Paxton and the mining, there are sort of like they probably, because that's a whole different set of mountains than the set of mountains you guys use. So they would have access to probably different
resources.
Minerals and things. And I mean, it's not that being married to him would give you direct access, but it would probably get you like discounted access or whatever, you know?
Yeah. Still financial, like beneficial. I literally feel like I'm playing Civilization, which is an excellent game, but it's fun, but I'm so bad at it and I never know what I'm doing in that game. As I'm currently like, okay, do I pick to go to the place with this resource or this resource is what I feel like I'm doing right now.
You're the one who said I want to play the Crown Princess.
Yeah, I did.
Well, good news. We don't want anyone from Aldhala, so you don't have to worry about that yet.
True.
I don't think we've actually met anyone that your parents particularly want you to marry yet, correct?
Right. I think
we talked about it a little last time that they would prefer you to marry someone from
Ivorguard
or Hiergoth or Azan. Yeah.
Azan.
Because Ayakoa is the oligarchy.
Like resource poor. Yeah.
Etef are
is useless.
And weird. Aldhala is
and they didn't
senators
mention Azai, they don't even acknowledge. So obviously they don't want that. Or they wouldn't even consider. They don't even. It's not even. But yes, but still, But still, I feel like Caoimhe feels like she has to like think through the things, and she's like taking her like making her diaries of the day of like how things went to report back eventually. Because at some point her parents will grill her on like everything, and at some point she will have to be like, well, this is why this person was bad. This is why this person was bad for every single person.
Yeah. And also the reason they're sending you to these places that aren't necessarily top of the list as well is because they trust your judgment about this and about like, because they also care not just about like basically the dowry these guys are bringing in, but they also care about your judgment of like who would make a good co-ruler potentially.
And also, can you imagine being a citizen of a nation and finding out that the 22-year-old heiress like is the one who's like actually making these decisions? Like that's kind of crazy. I'm sure they love her, whatever. But like, if I found out that like I don't know, Tiffany Trump was making major decisions about like America, obviously apples to
who knows who it is?
Apples to cactuses, right? But like still,
And I will say there are also a number of potential good candidates that are in Iridor that would be like further securing your relationship with some of the lords there. So that's also a thing.
I don't think it hasn't crossed Kiva's mind. Her and Aspen could just be each other's beards for forever. She wouldn't do that to him. She wouldn't want to trap him.
Aspen would have to get back in his family's good graces first, but
Aspen's not eligible. Aspen's too inhuman.
Well,
he's a half elf, so
Aspen, but I think in terms of like powerful, like Aspen's family name has come up in discussion. Definitely not top of list because they are half elven, but
human. The kids could appear human. They're not going to be green.
Yeah, in the weird racist way that Iridor makes a hierarchy. Half elven is like second best to just straight up human.
God.
So
yeah. We love fantasy racism. But also, I have to keep reminding myself that, like, you can't there's a quote somebody said somewhere, I think Louis Wilson or Brennan or Mulligan or something said that, like, if you want to do justice to a character in their story, you can't not put in the things they're fighting against. Like, you can't have a story that's about class warfare without making things shitty for poor people in that story. So fantasy racism is good in that it helps you tell a story. That's the story you're telling.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. So Shaw has we have plenty of money, so there's not like anything super like great about him for anything there, but maybe for like art stuff. Diego has access to different resources because of different mountains, so that may be there. And then Fournier has like political dynasty power.
Shaw and Fournier probably would serve a similar purpose, because even like Fournier, once a senator, wouldn't be a senator for life. So basically, both of those guys would just grant you guys a stronger alliance and relationship with Aldhalla overall, because whether they're currently senators or not, both of those families are voices that are always in the mix.
Yeah, because great. Okay.
Personally, my favorite out of the three, out of just the little information we've been getting, is Martin Shaw. Just the normalest name, dude. Because he likes the arts. And like logging's important, so.
But Diego sounds the hottest.
Interesting. Until we know more about the way they do the family mining operations, he is like a no-go for me. Because
Paxton's a very hot name. Oh, for sure. I mean, true, but like Paxton is a last name, is a hot last name. Diego is,
I mean, I would imagine you would keep your last name, probably, right?
Oh yeah, no, I know, but the name itself just gives off heat. The way that Martin Shaw is at least hot, the names.
Yeah. You don't know that Martin Shaw himself likes the arts. You know his family patronizes the arts.
Yeah. Also, old. I don't know. Fournier seems he's going to be slimy because producing a lot of senators. That just feels slimy. Martin Shaw feels like he's going to be bad person. And Diego Paxton.
Did you say bad or sad?
Bad. Old money, really rich. I feel like he's just going to be like, the energy is that he's going to be like fratty jock bro. Is the energy I get from the name and the description. And it's supposed to be fascinating for you knowing what you know compared to what we're just spouting off about. What
I'm enjoying myself.
I can't wait.
I'm also enjoying the fact that like
little loser nerd dude.
Like, remember, you have kind of as much time in this city as you want, so you have plenty of time to meet all three of them if you would like or not. So you don't need to worry about like picking one to meet or whatever. So
I would like to host an event where I do go on the what's the classic dating TV show that's like the Bachelor, the woman, like the woman sitting behind a curtain and there's the three men all answering the questions on the other side.
I don't know what that's called, but they do that in oh shit, what's that improv show called with Wayne Brady and
Whose Line?
They do that, a spiff of that dating game on Whose Line.
It's also the one
I've never heard of this.
It's called literally The Dating Game. You've seen it. You've seen this setup.
It's possible.
It's also that's where the when that serial killer was on a dating show. That's when he was on.
Fun. Good times.
Anna Kendrick was in a movie about it.
Mm-hmm. She directed it, didn't she?
I think she did direct it.
Highly recommend Whose Line. It's hilarious.
Yeah, Whose Line
that I've heard of.
Watching.
Okay.
Yeah, to clarify, I've heard of that. I know about that.
Thank God.
May I feel like if you see the picture, you'll understand a little bit. Like the setup of it is like
Oh, okay. So it's like a without seeing them,
It's just like a format that's been spoofed on like every cartoon, every like SNL's probably done it. Whose Line had a whole skit on sketch on Whose Line they did all the time.
Yeah, I've seen things that kind of look like that are not dating based or whatever.
It's just it's just like the one person. Anyways, that was my joke answer that got to be so much more involved than I intended based on that.
No, that's okay.
But yeah,
that
I'd like
would
to
be funny.
An episode of The Dating Game with Kiva as the Bachelorette and questioning suitor number one. But anyways,
we can maybe arrange that.
No, that's
I would love that.
Okay, I mean, I would love it too, but maybe we'll see.
That's what you'll do with your final handful of suitors once you've really narrowed it down.
Exactly. Perfect. Okay, suitor number one, we are being invaded by a nation of from another portal land. What do you do to prepare the kingdom?
I close the castle doors so that we're safe on the inside.
Wrong. Aspen from the sidelines. Wrong. No.
Yeah. Because on Kiva's side of the partition, it is Kiva with all of her friends. Like,
everyone has like
and actually,
red and green flags that we hold up at the answer.
And actually, when they get an answer wrong, straight to the guillotine.
No, literally, I was like, we press a button and they go down into the moat that has alligators in it. Or they're put into the trap with the horse fields. Camelot gets to eat them.
Oh.
Jeff gets to eat them. Jeff is actually like a omnivore. Camelot is probably
you could feed them to pigs. Pigs would eat everything but the shoes.
Criminal Minds.
And the teeth, right?
Worst episode, best episode.
My least favorite 2 episodes of Criminal Minds.
And also the best as a result.
My least favorite episode is the one where the murderer makes his victims into puppets by dislocating all of their joints. Hate that one. Can't watch it.
Oh, that was weird. I think
the
that
doll
was
one. Makes them into dolls.
That was fun.
The one who makes them into his mom.
There's
a lot of weird ones. Okay.
Good times, really.
Anyways, so great. So we have this information. We have this piece of paper that's all like crumpled up, whatever. We think that the guy who could give us with the letter of introduction we have from Hero, that guy might also have insight into where these guys are, the suitors are.
Maybe. Yeah. Because he's been in influential circles, so he'd know where like all the rich boys drink or whatever. I don't know.
I feel like just as a matter of being closest, we just might as well go there, just set up our introductions because there's other things we want to research and stuff.
Cool.
And then we can go from there, whether to the post office or to like actually go to the parks and stuff. Not a little
cute.
Great. Yeah, so I guess does that sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Great. Great. So we head off in the direction of I think we probably asked the person before we walk away from the person who sketched the map for more specific directions to that person's house because we have their address. Right.
Yeah. So they'll like give you a direction on like how to get to that street or whatever, you know.
Yeah, cool. Really thought Ozzy had been here before and we ought to have us get around, but I guess he's just useless.
Shit. He knows, like I said, he knows some things because Eris told him about the city.
Yeah. He's useless for navigation, which is the key thing we need in a new city.
He's blind anyway.
I will remind you, he's a little bit useless for navigation anyway.
No, even if you're blind, if you're in a city you've been in a million times before, I could still say you still know where things are.
Yeah, in relation to other things.
Yeah. Like I still can tell you in New York, Fidei is southern Manhattan. If you want to go to this place, you can go here. I might not know the exact walking directions, but I can tell you like vibes and stuff. Okay, we go to find. Yeah. What is the name of the person who we're going to find?
Yeah, let me stick it in how to spell things just in case. His name is Thaddace.
I like how every session we basically get the front of the fantasy novel to get the list out all the names. We just get that in this.
Yay!
Go to find.
Listen, I named someone Martin Shaw just for you. I'm benevolent.
Right. We make our way to Thaddace.
All right.
Thaddace's home.
Yeah. All right. So when you guys get there, you probably knock. It seems likely. It's a nice place. It's not one of the most, like, there are some real rich, austere places in this district. His is one of the more reasonable, more modest, but still nice places in this high class area. So you knock, and the door gets answered by a man who you assume, and I'm not gonna be mysterious, it is the guy, by Thaddace Meredith, who is human, in his, like, I'd say, like late end of middle-aged. Like, he's not, like, elderly, but he's old.
He's like a dad.
He's like an early granddad, maybe.
That's what my dad is that. So that's why I say, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I felt like dad had too much range to it.
To be fair.
Yeah. I'd say he's giving like 60s probably. And he smiles warmly at you, and he's got like tweed jacket, elbow patches. He's dressed like a professor. It's a good time. Good. Let me voice find. Hang on. Never mind. He doesn't have one. He doesn't have a voice. I stored it away somewhere, and it's gone. Good afternoon. How can I help you all?
Aspen bows to the gentleman and Thaddace Meredith, I presume. Aspen the Quintus at your service,
yes.
With a court of stories. We and he will hand him the letter of introduction that Hero wrote us, or the group. I don't know who exactly had that, but we will pass that over.
Yeah. And he takes a quick look at it and goes, "Oh, yes, of course, you're friends of Heroes. What a good lad. How is he doing? Come in.
He's doing great. We just have some questions. Caoimhe here is the Crown Princess of Iridor. Am I allowed to say that? That's like fine. Okay.
She's been telling everyone.
In fact, it's probably more appropriate for someone else to tell people than I probably shouldn't be saying this all the time myself. But I think I just, very earnest. I feel like probably.
I mean, you've been in a lot of. Most of the places you've been up to this point haven't been a monarchy, so nobody knows if that's improper that it is.
Yeah, there you go. But yes, Caoimhe sort of does the lightest curtsy of like respect head nod, but not in any way of like actually lowering her station, because that would be inappropriate.
And he does, once that's announced, he does turn and give you you can see he doesn't have to do this often anymore, but he's still got his dignitary bow. He does his dignitary bow for you. Majesty, I'm honored.
I believe
but all of you, come sit. I've just put the kettle on.
Oh, he's so quaint. I love him so much.
Actually, should be Your Highness, not Your Majesty. Your Majesty is reserved for the reigning monarch.
Right. Thank you. It's been a moment since I was actively in these circles.
No offense taken. I just my dad heard you. He might have been a bit irked.
Yes, I think I met your father once or twice back in the day.
Have you?
I believe so. Not in a terribly personal context, but everyone at a dinner or some event. Back when I was more actively a senator. Years ago now. He was
afraid he's never mentioned.
You probably weren't born.
But I don't know why he would have.
Right.
If it was decades ago.
And he putters about a little bit, and he comes back into his nice living room with like a tray of tea, and he's offering all of you like milk and sugar and whatever.
Absolutely. So Aspen would continue to be like, yeah, we're here because Kiva has some suitors in here in Ivorguard that we are looking for, and we are under the assumption that you may be able to help us get in contact with them.
Also the library?
Possibly.
Also the library.
Right, and he's been sort of glancing at Hero's letter while he was talking to you guys and getting some of the context from that. Yes, as Hero has thought and told you, I can absolutely get you granted access while you are here into... Sorry, I just got an email. I don't know if you heard the ding.
No, but I liked your little ditty. Email.
Thanks. It was. It's not important, which is the best kind of email to get. I can get you access into the Sisterhood's library, and I don't know that I'll be able to direct personal home address, but I do know sort of some of the places where the important young men tend to spend their evenings and such.
That'd be delightful. I don't know. We'd wanted to disturb anybody at home as a first meeting. Anyways, it's quite rude. Looking down as though you're doing exactly that thing.
He chuckles.
But yes, any guidance you could provide would be of greatly appreciated.
Yes, of course. And he sort of gives you the name of a sort of a like supper club. Like, if not an inn or a tavern, it's ritzier than that.
Yeah, it's like a members only club type thing.
Sort of. It's like you guys could probably get in, but it's...
Well, I'm the crown princess, of course I can get in.
Well, yeah. But it is located in this district, and it's where the influenced probably spend a lot of their evenings.
Like a frat.
Mingling and so forth.
Frat house.
Vibes, no.
Sure, but like, you know, it's a frat house.
Yeah, it's swankier, but yeah. And also they don't live there.
Yeah, sure.
I do wonder though, and of course, totally all right. In any case, I will still give you the information and get you introduced and access to the library and whatever, but it's not often that I have such lovely young people come visit. And, you know, at my age, I can't always really go around doing my own errands and such things anymore. Would you be willing to do just a quick check-in on something for me before we attend to the library and so forth?
Can you just solve a murder?
Oh, I hope it won't come to that.
If it does, we've already done that, so you'd be in good hands.
Okay. If anyone has been murdered, you can feel free to go to the city officials. Was it here? Did someone...
No, not here. No.
Okay. Right.
It was actually we solved it with Hero, actually. Are we allowed to talk about this? It
Oh.
doesn't matter. We're having fun. It's out there
Like
now.
he said, he doesn't get a wide variety of visitors. I don't think he's going to go gossiping it to literally anyone.
Great, then we gab and we tell him the whole story, I think.
Hell yeah.
Aspen tells the whole story, and we help with thaumaturgy and the things that we can do from our other strengths.
He is well amused. Some parts of it aren't funny, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
And Caoimhe at some point does interject and say, and that's when Aspen and Hero kissed?
Oh.
Ava.
And he winks at Aspen.
Was I not supposed to mention that?
No,
I'm so sorry.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay, it was a really good kiss. It seemed from what you told us about after. I didn't, I wasn't weird about it. Okay.
And he does at that give a little aside to Aspen. He goes, "He's a fine young man." And he sort of winks at you and turns back to the conversation.
Kisser, and I was like, "What the heck?"
Now Aspen is like really blushing, and he's like, "Oh, the old man commented on it. Is it weird now?" No.
He left thaumaturgy's window open for a breeze.
He knows Hero too.
For Aspen to cool down.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Anyways, so if it's a murder you need solved, we can do that. But it doesn't sound like it's quite that dire.
Hopefully not.
Can we help you with?
Yeah, so there's a friend of mine that usually we have tea together weekly, but he hasn't come by in the past 2 weeks now. I went and knocked on his door, but nobody answered, and I was hoping you could just sort of do a wellness check of sorts, see if you can see if he's doing well.
So sorry for joking about murder then. Very much.
No, it's all right. I sincerely find it unlikely he's been murdered. There aren't a lot of murders in Ivorguard, but you never know. And I'm glad to know that all of you are indeed as capable as I had first thought you might be, in case anything does go wrong. His name is Aldous Flanagan.
What a great name. Feels like a wizard name.
It does feel like a wizard name. It has both Albus Dumbledore and Nicholas Flamel energy. Is what I think it has when I see it.
You can thank the Aldhala name spreadsheet.
This is when I try to retype it myself, and I try to remember all the alt codes for
I'm not writing the little
for the asterisks. I used to know all the things, and now I don't.
Listen,
I don't know how to
none of your 3 suitors had accents in their names, and I'm really generous. And he gives you Aldous' address, which is in like the middle class residential area.
How often do you normally have tea? Like every day, every week?
Once a week.
Once a week.
He said he went. You went by and nobody knocked, nobody knocked. No, nobody knocked. Nobody answered. Were the curtains drawn? Was the home dark, or was it perhaps out at the market?
Everything looked normal. It was midday. It was when I happened to be passing through there anyhow. So, I mean, he could have just been out. So, I mean, hopefully you go and check in and he's fine and everything's well and he's perhaps been taken ill with a cold or something. So, in all hopefulness, it should be a fairly quick errand, just not the sort of thing that I can jaunt about doing myself these days as much as I used to.
And what species is he?
He is. He's half human and half.
So when you say middle class district, he's in the sort of normal one or the more the dwarfen one?
The regular middle class district.
Can you tell us more about Aldous? Like, you said this address is in the middle class district, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So, like, how did you two become friends? Like, did he used to work? You were a senator, so
Yes.
was he like involved in that, or
We've actually known each other since we were boys. We're all old school chums. And he,
Ew.
I know, spent some of his time way back in the day, when he was probably closer to your ages, youthful and all that. I know he did bandy about adventuring for a few years before he settled down. And then after that, he did some teaching, and he's retired now.
was he a teacher in? So the sisterhood, is that like a college? Would they have outside teachers, or like?
I think for the institute and like for the school that's literally like attached and it's for women and it's for the sisterhood, that would all be internal.
Mm-hmm.
But there are other schools, like specifically the sisterhood runs a school for young men that's separate and would have outside teachers.
Mm-hmm.
Would that school for young men, did Eris go to that school for young men, or was that he different because he was his title and whatever?
It was different. So he actually was going to the temple and stuff.
Cool.
Eris was. He was different.
Yeah, figured. Did Aldous, does he have any, does he live alone?
Yes, I know he has a daughter that visits him sometimes, but he does live alone.
Does he have any suitors of his own? I guess you could say.
Is it
no,
you?
he hasn't.
Boo.
Are they actually lovers?
No,
Give me the gay
they see each other more than
storyline.
once a week, I think.
Fair enough.
That's fair. Yeah.
You fool! You are the gay storyline.
Fair enough.
Be the gay you want to see in the world.
And also, last week I gave you a gay storyline. What do you mean?
Fair enough.
the ultimate. But yes.
Yeah, he doesn't. He's not currently married. I know he either. Well, I don't know if they were married. They used to be the mother of his daughter, but they haven't been together in some time.
Mm-hmm.
Current paramour.
Is it unusual for him to just disappear out of the blue like this?
Yes.
Okay.
That's why he's asking us to check in on him.
Well, I don't know. Maybe he's done this before.
Just ribbing you. Tabs Aspen with a way too strong hand. Sorry about that. And I'm sure he's only knows good folk, but does he heard tell of some folks have their gambling dens and it's like that? Is that
I don't believe he has any enemies, no. I'd be really a bit more worried if so. But I really can't think of anything too untoward that would have happened to him. So
You've retained all your memories of him.
yes.
Well,
I'm
great,
not
great.
that old yet, my dear.
He wouldn't know if you'd lost the memories, though.
He's asking us about him, which the last folks didn't. So
Yes.
we recently had a bit of a scare in a town where no one could remember that their loved ones were going missing, and so that's obviously makes it hard to go find them.
Right.
You remember, so that's great.
Does seem
That's a great start.
unfortunate.
I don't think we ever like got the official name of what the creature was, like in lore. Like I know we know. So Aspen will describe the creature, not in gory detail, but like this is a man of knowledge. He might know what it was.
Yeah. He does, as you describe it, he looks both fascinated and grossed out. I can't say I've heard of such a thing, but it is among the sorts of things that if there are records on it, they would probably be in the Order's library. So
Hope you can discover a name after we've located Mr. Aldous.
And I believe if it turns out you are the first to come across such a creature, I believe the general rule is it's your right to name it in that case.
Oh my god, I hadn't even thought about that.
How do you think monsters get their names?
I don't.
We could name it the Aspinkiv, the Askia.
Aspikivanoskioskia. I
suppose you could.
Oh, I need to write that down. False Hydra. The Aspa. Well, how do I spell Kiva in this instance? Because to translate the stupid spelling to the was the H. Caoimhe. Yeah. I'm gonna type what I got and it just
that'll be
make it
even funnier if it turns out that there are records of it in the library.
that's what I think I got. Aspikizazaskia. I think there should be actually an I between. I think I need to edit it. I think there needs to be an I to make the vowels.
Beautiful.
I love it.
That's nice.
It's like the scientific name, I think.
Yes, that's what I was thinking.
Okay.
If that would be the case, then it would be the Aspikiva Oziaskia. Oziaskia kind of works.
Mm-hmm. As much as any of it works, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So is that like a staff that will come into his house to like do any cleaning or anything that would normally be there?
No.
No. So do you know if he has any other visitors that regularly go to his house, or any other friends that might have also noticed a disappearance?
I believe he has friends around there. I don't know if they visit often. I know his daughter visits sometimes, but I'm not sure how often.
Okay.
And do you know where? Do you have an? Does the doctor live nearby?
I know she lives in the city. I don't know a specific address, but it's possible.
Would you share her name? Would you be able to share her name?
Rachel.
Is that spelled like normal Rachel or fancy?
It's spelled so normal.
Okay.
That's like there's so many different spellings of Rachel. That's the most normal spelling of Rachel. You're right.
Mm-hmm. Her name's just Rachel. Some people are allowed to have normal names as a treat.
Rachel. Does she share the same last name as him?
Presumably.
Cool.
Thaddace is like, I think she might be married. I'm not entirely certain. But I'm sure there are ways you could find out.
Also, human, dwarf. Are there any other?
I suppose she'd be a quarter dwarven. And then I can't remember whether her mother would have been human or a half elf, one of them.
Just making sure that there's not orc or tieflin or something in the mix. Someone else in the mix. It's a little bit out of the.
I'm certain her tiefling would have gotten in the. Anyway,
Wait, was he weird? Was he just confused, or was he like hateful with that?
He seemed a little like bemused. Like, how would you expect this man to have had sex with a tiefling when none of them are on this landmass?
Right.
It's a little like if you had suggested to someone in our world that maybe their friend had a child with a unicorn. Like, what?
Well, okay, but they know
not anatomically, but in terms of access.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Cool. But hey, not hateful.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Just sort of the thing of like, he thought that you were joking and that he was responding in kind to your joke.
Ha 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 ha. Aspen plays it off like it was a joke, just in case.
Right.
Like a.
Good. Eva is grateful that because she really just she's her right now at this point. Tiefling is normalized to her as another species of humanoid. Because her
which is great, but
yes, great, except for when dad. Cool. Is there anything else that might be helpful to us to know as we're going to check on him?
I think that's really all I know. We mostly talk about books and old times and that sort of thing. So,
okay, well, perhaps when we after we check in on him, you and Aspen can talk about books. Aspen's great stories, as you've already seen.
Absolutely, I will pop some biscuits in the oven for when you're done.
Okay, does he mean British biscuits, like cookies?
Or scone type biscuits?
He probably means cookie, but like you're not sure. He probably means cookies.
Either way, it'll be a treat. We like treats.
If he's a good baker, hopefully he is.
Yeah. What else is he doing? He's staying at home all the time. Right. We'll go check in on your friend then. Is there anything you'd like us?
Lovely. Thank you all so much.
Is there any message you'd like us to relay when we find him?
Perhaps just send some sort of notice next time he disappears for several weeks.
That's a good message.
I agree.
I did have another question aside from AEOLUS. How did you get connected with the sisterhood to have access to that library?
Oh, it's all senators have access and it doesn't expire. So as a former senator, I still have that privilege of access.
Interesting. Thank you so much.
And is this like the sister's
Absolutely.
private library, just like in like the biggest library, or just like a library that's really big that sort of runs, but it's not just
This
like big?
is like the continent's best library.
Is it like the library in
And
Under the Sand and Avatar?
it's not like that because it's not like a secret thing.
Yeah, well,
It like, despite being not public access, as you can tell from every senator and former senator has a lot of people have access. And in situations like this, like it won't be a difficulty for him to go, these are my guests. Can they go in?
like
It's more of a thing where they just, yeah.
Yeah.
And because they have like delicate documents and whatever in there, it's just not open to every Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Yeah. I will. Do we think this will be accomplishable tonight by like this evening, same evening, or do we think it will be coming back the next like later, like in like a late like tomorrow? This man.
If it goes smoothly, probably accomplishable this evening.
Right. Just like based on time, like of just like walking across the city.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
I hope to return before the biscuits get cold then.
Oh, I'll keep them warm. No worries.
Great. And I guess we run off to do our little errand.
All right. Hell yeah. Yeah, because so the city's not too huge that like if you are going directly from one place to another, it doesn't take insanely long, even if they're on far sides of the city from each other.
You just can't wander.
It's more that, right. If you were wandering around and like looking at all the things, then it's a lot of city to cover in one afternoon or whatever. But yeah, this is like probably a 30-minute walk at the very, like this isn't even because you're not going one side to the other. So 15, no, I'm not gonna, because then there would be a scale and I would cry.
We make a leisurely pace as we also take in the sights. A walk but don't meander, I think is the pace that I would say we set.
Because you actually, that is a good point, taking the sights as you go, because you will probably, or it at least wouldn't be out of your way to pass through the forum at the center of the city on your way up there.
Oh, what? Do you have a name for the supper club, or we're just calling it like the name of the supper club?
I don't have a name.
Well, we're gonna call it the supper club then for now.
I'll be so upfront. I named one in tavern whatever in the city, and it's the one that you're gonna stay at no matter where you choose for it to be.
Yeah, fair. I just wanted to make, but like, so if we just call it like the supper club as like a placeholder,
yeah,
like
that's
that is
fine.
just like lowercase, but just okay.
Yeah.
Great. We make our way.
Yeah. So I'd say it makes sense that you guys would pass through the forum kind of on your way there, which will grant you your first view of the kind of two most iconic buildings in this city, which are going to be the Senate building and the Temple of the Order, both of which pretty closely straight up border the forum. Not exactly, but like basically. So let me do a little describe for you, just for funsies, on our way to Aldis's house. If I could find the notes I'm looking for, that would really help. Okay. So the Senate building is very like marble and like stone and glass and so forth. It's got a very like classical Greco-Roman style of architecture with that sort of like, it's got a dome on it. It's got lots of nice columns. She's cute. She's big, gorgeous, gleaming, graceful. And then the Tethynian Order's temple is definitely, like, both, you can tell from architecture style and from other things and from knowledge that the temple is definitely older than the Senate building. Like, so sorry. It's definitely one of the longer standing pieces of structure in this city at this point. It's all mostly like marble, stone, glass as well, because that's also like a lot going on around you, really. The temple is a little, like, it's definitely not in that same classical architecture, or Roman government building style. I'd say primarily it's getting run, but definitely a little bit of like Gothic influence as a trait. And both of these are also some of the city's taller buildings for sure. Yay. And the forum itself is pretty, like, there are kind of lights around it, and it's this large open paved space, and there are people and a cart. All right, and then you head up into the middle class residential area to where this Flanagan's address, and it's a, you know, small house. Looks nice enough. Seems to be in one piece.
Is there like a garden or something? Like, does it look like it's been tended to at all?
There's a little bit, like, it's got a lawn, sort of. I mean, we're not in like the burbs. So I'd say actually lawn is a stretch. It's got some like flower boxes on the windowsills. That's more the vibe. Mm-hmm. And those don't look in huge disrepair or anything. They look good.
Aspen will knock on the door.
All right. Nobody answers.
Should we try the back door?
People will
That's what
monitor
she
to see if the
said.
doors open or if the doors are open. Like because if the doors are open, if the doors are unlocked, they'll just open. But we'll do that while not touching the door.
Yeah, it doesn't open, which means it's locked.
What are the windows? Are there windows? And if there are, do they open?
There are 2 front windows with the like flower boxes under them, and both of those are seemingly locked as well.
Is there like a mailbox or something? Or like a mail slot? Does it
mail slot
without opening?
This is a mail slot neighborhood.
Does it look like it's like stuffed full of letters? Like no one has been here at all, and it's
not necessarily.
Okay.
But it'd be hard to tell because hang on, we might mean different things by mail slot. Baby, it's like in the door, so the letters would have gone through onto like the floor or rug or whatever, so it's hard to tell. But
yeah,
I think your idea of a back door is a good one.
Should we ask the neighbors or just try the back door?
People look in the window. Can I see anything?
All right. You see, it's because there's like there's sort of a curtain over. It's like a sort of semi-sheer curtain, though, more decorative than anything. Kind of like a lacy thing. I almost called it a lacy number, and then that sounded like I was describing a skimpy dress.
Yeah, he's just
But
been out drag queening.
Which, hey, we would love. Mostly, he was like looking for knocked over furniture or a body on the ground.
you see a normal looking living room. No bodies, furniture upright.
I am going to cast. I don't know. Should I? Fuck it. I will cast Detect Thoughts. To try to see if I can hear, like, detect the thoughts of anyone or anything, like, inside the house. Within 30 feet.
Okay. There don't seem to be any thoughts coming from within the house.
What about, like, neighbor house?
Yeah, so one of the houses next, so on the one side, there's definitely a few beings in there. And on the other side, there's one thoughtful being that actually, as you're detecting thoughts, comes a little closer. And as you turn, you see an older woman that's sort of like coming over and being sort of like, she's still behind her own little front fence, but she's looking at you guys.
She'd be a nosy.
Excuse me, can I help you?
I love old ladies being nosy. That's such a classic old lady move.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Kiva Corcomrow, and I'm the Crown Princess of the Nation of Eridor. I'm in town on a diplomatic mission, and I'm in need to make contact with your neighbor, your apparent neighbor, Aldous Flanagan.
Yes, I see that. You're rather poking around. Is he expecting it?
We were sent here on a wellness check by his friend.
I'm the Crown Princess of I'm Kiva Corcomrow, the Crown Princess of the Nation of Eridor.
Does the old lady seem unfazed? Like surface level thoughts, unfazed.
Yeah, Kiva does entirely unfazed. He was very unfazed by that.
We were sent here by Thaddace Meredith.
Princesses that peek into people's windows.
Well, do you know that the princesses in general then?
No, but we do value our privacy in this neighborhood, you see.
I understand, Mum. But we were sent here by Thaddace Meredith. He is a friend of Aldous Flanagan, the man who resides here. Thaddace has not heard from him in 2 weeks, and they, as we understand, have regularly meet for tea, like once a week. And it's quite out of character for him to not show up, and so Thaddace sent us over across town to see if we could check up on him. Have you seen Aldous around?
All right, Bard, make a persuasion check.
I would love to. May I give myself guidance? Is that
amazing?
I have guidance. Oh wait, hold on. Can I do that?
Do you break detect thoughts?
No, I don't. I don't do that. I keep detect thoughts.
Smart man. Did well.
All right, that's
27.
All right. She looks visibly a little settled down, a little less like suspicious. I suppose he was sent by a friend of his, but it is still rather out of order, really. Anyway, he did leave in rather a bit of a hurry for a trip of some sort about 2 weeks ago. Asked me to what his plans on the way out. I will say, though, he did look rather disheveled, really. Wasn't at his most presentable.
Do I get anything else from her surface thoughts? As she's talking about this?
You get the sense that this woman knows a lot about like the comings and goings of pretty much all of her neighbors. And that once she began gossiping to you, she's having a good time gossiping to you.
Hell yeah.
And you also get the sense that like when she mentions that he looked kind of disheveled, you do get like a little like flyaway thought of hers that's like wondering if he was on like a tryst or something.
I love that. A trip, you say? Did he happen to mention where he was going?
No, I would have asked, out of neighborly interest, but he really did seem rather in a hurry.
Pity. Rather in a hurry. Was he panicked, perhaps? Or just in a rush, like he was late getting somewhere?
More of that, I can't say I've ever seen him very panicked, really. He's seemingly mostly unflappable, really.
Did you?
Aspen, she has a little bit of a crush on him.
Was there anybody else who perhaps was this trip out of town perhaps precipitated by a visitor or person that inspired this?
No, I don't believe he'd had any particular visitors or anyone in rather a bit of a while. He doesn't have very many people come over here personally. He mostly hangs out and goes out to meet with his chums or whoever. At the hang on. His main haunt of sorts, I suppose, is a few streets down. There's a gentleman's club parlor of sorts where I believe he spends some of his time. The only visitor he really tends to get is his daughter, Rachel.
Do you know where Rachel lives? Maybe she might know where he went.
I don't, unfortunately. Not in this neighborhood, I can tell you that much. But you can tell from her service thoughts that she was a little disappointed that the daughter being named Rachel was not news to you guys.
Yikes.
Gentleman's
she
Club
wants
is
to be the source.
Gentleman's Club meaning like card hall, like drink hall. Not something not something more like lecherous.
Yeah, no, it's not a brothel.
I
don't know.
And he just like hangs out there a lot.
Yeah.
Kiva thinks really hard while staring at Aspen. We should go check out the Gentleman's Club. And, stares at him. We should check out the Gentleman's Club. I think we should go to the Gentleman's Club.
Hang on.
A die, perhaps?
Perception?
I'm thinking of what die. One of you roll like an Arcana or something.
I can roll it. Arcana.
I have a +0.
That makes more sense.
Where is my sheet back up?
Can I give the help action?
Arcana.
Is my thinking really loud thoughts a help action?
This is about Aspen's thought detecting skills.
There.
Because the possibility is, okay, it like you get the vibes of that, like you don't get it word for word because that's not really how the spell works. But you get the vibes of that, and you also definitely get, because this is definitely more of a service thought, is you get the vibe that Kiva is trying really, really hard to use telepathy on you right now.
If Aspen looks at Kiva in this moment, she will smile wide and like new friendship level unlocked. Is a thought
he
that
does
will
like smile and nod at like try to be like casual for the conversation, but like glancing to Kiva to let her know that he gets the vibe. And like absolutely, yeah. Did he ask you to like collect his mail or anything? I know that's tends to be a common thing to ask of neighbors when you go out of town.
No, it just goes through the slot in the door, really. So it's
Does he
a worry.
have any pets? I'd hate for them to be by themselves. Okay,
perhaps.
I think he used to have a cat, but I believe it passed away about 10 years ago.
Oh, what a shame.
Long time.
In any case, if there's, gangs of youths being sent to poke around, should we be alerting the authorities, or?
I am the authority. I'm the Crown Princess of Irador. That makes me sort of the sole sort of highest authority in the nation of Irador, or second highest after my dad.
Well, I'm sure, but you're not currently in Irador. I meant the local authorities like this.
Diplomatic privileges in any nation I visit on the continent.
Do you inspect a lot of missing persons cases? I mean, anyway, really, he just said he was going on.
I've solved a fair number of murders, so we're just glad it's sort of not going that way.
I think Aspen is just realizing how much of like the weirdest detective novel series that we've become, like the weirdest cast of characters to star in a detective novel series.
Okay. We've solved missing persons and we've solved murders, so we've solved so sort of we are a bit of an authority there, sort of more private investigators, but again, as I am the Crown Princess of the nation of Irador, I'm not really a private anything. I am sort of a sovereign of my people, and so it would do you well to curtsy. She sort of stands tall and like squares her shoulders in a way that she doesn't usually like employ on like normal people that are nice.
Aspen puts a hand on Kiva's shoulder and he's like, Kiva, it's okay. You can let this one go. Leave the old lady be. Sorry, not old. He doesn't say old out loud. He has more charismatic sense than that. She's okay. She's good. She's a good one. We're okay for now.
I'm trying to remind you that Kiva does have a -1 charisma modifier. Because
and you play it beautifully.
I love it so much.
Yes, I mean, he really did say he was going on a trip, so it's not like he's even really missing, is he?
Yes, so yeah, I don't think we need to contact the authorities, or at least not yet. I mean, I think we'll still look around a little more because his friend is quite this is quite bizarre for him to just leave without telling anyone. So I think Thaddace would want us to do a little bit more digging before we conclude that he's just gone on a spontaneous trip. But, as of right now, he's not missing. He's just on a trip. So.
Yes, well, before you go breaking and entering a nice neighborhood, then he does keep his spare key in the left side flower box.
Thank you much. I was going to have to ask.
What is your name, hun?
I have it written down.
I love her. I love her a lot.
Caoimhe
so
to
glad.
Ozzy. Caoimhe says, I was about to ask you to hit me so I could sort of teleport in there, so it's a good thing. She has a spare key's a real boon. Didn't really want to get hit in the face, but it's kind of the easiest thing.
Clara Keats.
Eva puts her on a new absolutely cannot go to open mic night under any circumstance list. So the opposite of the invite list. Does not mention it, of course, but is on the casual nemesis list. Nemesis list.
She's blacklisted from open mic night.
I love the
Oh my god. You put her on the no-fly list.
I mean, not in any real way, but if she ever were to hear about it, she didn't bow.
Yeah.
She didn't curtsy.
Is it illegal to open people's mail in Valhalla?
In America?
In America, it is. I'm just trying to see how legal it would be, since
I doubt they have a specific law about it, but it's probably frowned upon.
Oh, Dick, is it Clara or Clara?
Clara.
Oh, dear Clara, you wouldn't mind if we had a little peeks about in his abode, would you?
It seemed as though you were going to be doing some of that, or else I wouldn't have told you about the key.
If we find anything juicy, I'll let you know. He gives her a playful little wink and a friendly...
She smiles a little bit.
Eva sticks her tongue out at her.
Make an effort to clean up after yourselves.
Oh, we won't make a mess, don't worry. But thank you so much.
And Aspen, you can tell from being in everyone's heads, the beef between her and Kiva, entirely one-sided. She has no beef with Kiva.
Eva has never met anybody. Eva's never met anybody who did not fawn when she shared her royal status, who did not fawn over her, or at the very least show the basic level of respect.
Yeah,
in his way.
In Clara's mind, Kiva might be the princess of wherever the hell, but she's in Clara's neighborhood, and Clara's the queen of this neighborhood. So
I love
Clara.
She's so good. So Aspen looks for the key in the flower box and lets themselves in.
Yeah.
Which literally, I was literally gonna have Ozzy punch Kiva in the face, or stomach to get her in and open the door. So this makes it so much neater.
And that perhaps would have resulted in someone's nosy neighbor calling upon the authorities for fighting in the streets. So this is better.
Yeah.
All right. So inside, no immediate obvious signs of a struggle or violence or anything. There is a good chunk of mail right inside the front door that's been going through the slot.
Is there
in
open mail somewhere?
Everybody can make perception investigate. I'd say in this case, investigation checks maybe. If you really want perception, sure. All right, good work all around. Y'all are gonna see and find things, so that's good. Because really, it's easier for me as a DM if you find things.
Yeah.
That's the truth of the matter. But I do still have to ask. So you find at a desk in what seems to be sort of like the study, you find that it seems like someone did leave here in a hurry and kind of unexpectedly. There's a cup of tea that's long since gone cold. There's a half-opened pile of mail. And there's one envelope that's incredibly crumpled and seems to have been left abandoned on the chair. And with those really good checks that you guys already made, as you sort of look around this room some more, you find that in the fireplace lie some scraps of paper that seems to have been torn up and burned, although the fire itself has gone out by now.
Is there any scrap of text left on the paper, or is it all been burned away?
I would say to try and like jigsaw back together and like try and make something out about this, I would say give me another investigation check. This is a new
Can I help action
investigating.
instead of rolling?
Yeah, do it. Make that at advantage.
Fuck.
Well,
60.
that's actually pretty good given that when you
That's
rolled.
not bad. Yeah. Get sort of you're able to surmise that it seems to have been like maybe a threat or a blackmail of some kind. And there are a few words that you're able to make out, those being daughter, pay, and we know.
Ooh.
And actually with that, we're going to end the session.